Well, February is Black History Month, which means your children are probably learning something about African-American culture in their schools. But it doesn't have to stop there. I'm joined now by Jim Clark, licensed social worker and CEO of Daniel, Florida's oldest child service agency, who is going to tell us more about teaching cultural awareness to your kids all the time. Thanks so much for joining us.
It's always a pleasure.
This is something that is important to talk to your kids about,
Absolutely.
especially as they get older and they head out into the world.
Sure, you know, children are impressionable, particularly at those younger age, and what a better opportunity to really start to teach them about tolerance, respect, and the fact that there are other people in the world that may be different than them, but still have the same type of uniqueness and appreciation. So, and we know that preschoolers, particularly, that's about when children begin to really notice racial differences. And about 12, kids pretty have a solid image. So it's really important to address those things early on.
What should parents do?
Well, one is to have a discussion. I think number two is always to celebrate. February's African American or Black History Month. We have Oktoberfest. We have there are always opportunities. The most ways that you can teach your child is the informal ways to do those little bit things. And of course, food and delicacies of those sorts are always a great opportunity to talk about the diversity and the fact that everybody has something unique to offer.
Do you want to tell your kids it's okay to ask questions about other cultures? It doesn't make you racist to ask your parents questions about it if it's not something that you're accustomed to.
That's correct. And parents, you know, listen to those conversations. I mean, kids will pick up racial stereotypes or they'll pick up those bad words.
Right.
And that's when you do the opportunity to do that one-on-one, to do some training, similar to when children see a person who's handicapped. I can remember my little daughter saying, "Mommy, look at that." And then you take them aside and you say, "Hey, there are some people who are different, or God made them different," or whatever approach that you want to do. But we do know that if you don't address stereotypes and generalizations, they become solidified. And so that's why it's important for parents, when they hear those children make those generalizations or the stereotypes, man, intervene, talk to them about it.
And not just say, "Oh, they're young, they'll get over it," because if no one ever tells them, they may not get over it.
They will not. They will not. The Anti-Defamation League has some excellent kind of tools and techniques. In fact, one of the typical ones that parents, I often tell them, if you want to talk about diversity and have a game, give a whole bunch of kids lemons and tell them, put them all in a bowl and then try to figure out which one is your lemon. And someone will say, "Well, this one's mine. I remember it's the biggest," or this one. Well, then you take those lemons, you take them back, and you peel them lemons, and then you say, "Okay, now tell me, which one is yours?" And some will try to say, "Well, this, that," but it's a great exercise to say that we all may be different on the outside, but on the inside, we're all the same.
Yeah,
we're all the same.
We're all lemons.
Yeah, we're all lemons.
And you were saying that going out to eat can be a fun way of teaching kids about different cultures.
Absolutely. There are, you know, anytime you go to a Chinese restaurant or an Italian restaurant, etc. And again, be careful of the stereotypes.
Right.
Everybody who is Jewish doesn't necessarily go to the delicatessen. Everybody who is Italian doesn't like all Italian food. But those are great ways in which to engage in conversations. And one of the best things, I think, are looking at great movies and talking to your children about them. Schindler's List, Tecumseh, Roots. These are all great movies in which to sit down with your children and have a conversation.
Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Hour number 2 of the morning show starts in a minute. Beck and I will see you then. Stay with us.